I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Happy Friday, Frontier. Recently, scientists have discovered 3 new species in northern Australia. Usually when scientists discover a new species, there's some sort of mini frog or deep-sea isopod, but researchers have discovered 3 new species of lizards. These 3 consist of the orange-headed rock monitor, the yellow-headed rock monitor, and the rainbow-headed rock monitor. Thank you, Frontier.
Happy Friday, Frontier. I'm here with the good news of the week. After over 43 years of debate and research, healthcare officials have found results that coffee is beneficial for neurological health. Studies show that people that drink 1 to 2 cups of coffee or 2 to 3 cups of tea a day are at lower risk of dementia. Specifically, individuals who consumed higher amounts of coffee had an 18% lower risk of developing dementia compared to those who rarely ever drink it. They also reported lower rates of cognitive decline, 7.8% versus 9.5%. They also performed better on certain tests, meaning their minds stayed sharper at older ages. Thank you, Frontier.
Good morning, Frontier. This is an opinion piece. Myself, along with a great group of other volunteers, are organizing the 3rd National No Kings Day, which is taking place in Greenfield. This demonstration aims to uphold and preserve democracy while showing our need to direct resources away from the wealthiest 1% and back to our communities. This event is set up as a parade with the inclusion of puppets, music, and festivities to cultivate a fun and happy celebration of unity. To learn more, I spoke to coordinator Ferd Wolken about this protest and its intentions.
Good morning, Frontier. I'm here with
Ferd Wolken.
And so, Ferd, what do you do?
So I am a longtime social justice activist, and I work with the Franklin County Continuing the Political Revolution.
And you're helping organize the No Kings Day in Greenfield, is that correct?
Yeah, so FCCPR, as we like to call it, Franklin County Continuing the Political Revolution, was the main group organizing the previous No Kings rallies, but this time we're doing it a little bit differently and have built a coalition of a lot of groups, including student groups, this next event on Saturday.
Great, and there's a wide variety of people who are helping out, that's correct?
Absolutely. There are indivisible groups, faith-based groups, there are student groups, and so forth.
Yeah, so what would you say to a student who might be on the fence about coming on Saturday?
Well, if they're at all intrigued about what activism is like, this would be a great introduction. Also, I think there are a lot of people out there who have not paid that much attention to politics, and I can't blame them, but who now feel at least uncomfortable, if not really upset, about the Trump administration. Yeah. And this would be the time to voice that, to show that, and to feel that they're not alone. And this will be serious and festive at the same time. So there are going to be puppets, and there's going to be music, and there's going to be a pageant, as well as serious speakers.
So if someone wants to just come and watch on the side, is that all
They can
okay?
certainly do that. There's going to be a parade from Beacon Field down Federal Street to the Common. Mm-hmm. So if people don't want to actually walk, they can watch from the side, although I bet they'll want to join.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And some people aren't going to do the parade, but are just going to go to the Common, and that's fine also.
The parade will take place at 12 o'clock tomorrow, Saturday, 28th. Paraders will leave from Beacon Field shortly after noon, walk along the closed south side of Federal Street up until City Hall at 12:45. Speakers and an action fair will be present from there, and this event will wrap up at around 2 o'clock. So come, Frontier. Walk, march, or watch, but join your community, make your voice heard, and feel inspired and empowered. If you live too far away, numerous other events are taking place, and you can find details about all of them at nokings.org. Thank you, Frontier.
Welcome back, Frontier, to your weekly weather. On Monday, it's going to be a high of 60 with a 15% chance of rain. On Tuesday, it's going to be a high of 56 with a 21% chance of rain. On Wednesday, it's going to be rainy and cloudy all day with a high of 50. On Thursday, there's going to be a high of 65 with chance of thunderstorms. On Friday, it's going to be scattered showers and the high is going to be 55. Hope you had a good week, Frontier.
This was the grossest documentary I've ever watched, and not because of the gore, just because of the subject matter and the people who are involved. I recently checked out Louis Theroux Inside the Manosphere on Netflix, and let me tell you, there are some disgusting people out in the world. Now, if you've never heard of the Manosphere, consider yourself lucky, but basically it's this group of guys online who are constantly preaching toxic masculinity, and even worse than that, just straight misogyny. If you've ever heard names like Andrew Tate, that's this world. And Louis Theroux, being the great documentarian he is, went and spent time with these guys and tried to get to know them and understand what their motivations were. And honestly, the greatest thing about this documentary is that he doesn't need to say anything. They freak out the whole time that he's going to paint them in a bad light. It's going to be a hit piece. It's all fake news, all this garbage. But Louis just stands there and lets them bury themselves with the horrible, horrible things they say. It's a fascinating look into internet culture, in this weird subculture, and all of how it ties back into the politics of America today, what it's doing to teenagers, because unfortunately a lot of these guys, their core audience is like 13-year-old boys. But it also just exposes every one of these losers as a total hypocrite. Just somebody who doesn't follow their own rules, who is just out to grift off of literally teenagers and people who are too dumb to have any thoughts for themselves. Big props to Louis Theroux and to Netflix for putting this one out there. I think it's important, and although the right people who need to watch it probably won't, it is an interesting look at this world and what you should be aware of.
I can't wait to bully someone today. I'm so mad. I'm having so many issues at home right now. I can't wait to take it out on the next person who comes in here. Who are you? Oh, no! It hurts so much. I'm gonna go bully other people now. Weirdo.
That really hurt me. I need to go bully other people now.
Someone just made fun of me and hurt my feelings. Why are you laughing?
It's not that serious. Get over it.
Well, you have purple hair.
Well, you're wearing a pink shirt. You're insult bullying. Stop freaking cool, you bullied me.
Well, you bullied me.
Well, you bullied me.
Hey, you guys are all
You're all bullied.
Chud.
Oh, it's so bad. Wait. Stop bullying. Stop. Hey guys, it's a serious topic. Stop bullying.
Yay!
Yo, make it take it, bro. Make it take it. What's up, Frontier? March Madness is happening. Let's talk about it.
What's up, Frontier? March Madness is officially heating up as we move on to the Sweet 16, and this tournament has already delivered some major surprises. On the men's side, Iowa knocked out the defending champion Florida State with a clutch 3 in the final seconds. Meanwhile, top seeds Duke, Arizona, and Michigan are still alive, looking strong heading into the next round. Cinderella stories are still alive too. Texas is an 11th seed and is the only double-digit seed left in the tournament and will try to keep their run going. Sweet 16 tips off tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. Matchups like Purdue versus Texas, Duke versus St. John's, and UConn versus Michigan State headlining the slate. The biggest upset so far this tournament has been number 9 Iowa over number 1 Florida, number 12 High Point over number 5 Wisconsin, number 11 Texas over number 3 Gonzaga. We'll keep you guys updated and posted next week.
Hey Frontier, welcome back to the Jackson Music Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing Energies by Diallery. This is a 13-song album spanning over 18 minutes long and released March 4th. My favorite songs of the album are Primates, Karma, and Energies. This album is classed as underground French music, so it's a bit niche, you'd say. It might be a little bit niche, but it's definitely one of my favorite albums of all time. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it right now. But overall, you know, it might be top 5 all-time albums ever. So I'd say it's a 9.89989898 out of 10. But thank you, Frontier.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Let's talk about film. Little Women 2019. This is based on the novel with the same title, being written by Louisa May Alcott, an American abolitionist, feminist, novelist, and short story writer from the 1800s. This, like many of the movies I've been covering lately, has some very memorable faces who have been getting more competitive as of late. This was directed by Greta Gerwig, who's done Lady Bird and Barbie, which are also worth watching. Now, Little Women follows Jo March, who's trying to make a living in New York as a writer, where she goes through a trip of nostalgia when she was back home during the Civil War. If there's something this movie is known for, it's having every single shot look like it's straight out of a painting, and I'm not even exaggerating. But even before the novel, Alcott wrote some very good books. Pauline's Passion and Punishment is one of them, so that'd be worth checking out. One of the biggest themes in this book and movie is marriage, and if anyone knew how marriage culture functioned, and still does in certain areas today, it's that getting married was a standard from when this novel was written, and Jo's ending plays a big counterpart to how marriage culture is perceived in old America and modern America with an independent and feminist lens. Independence not only applies to Jo, but also her sisters, and well enough, with how time goes by, every character goes through an arc of separating themselves from familiarity and getting involved in different environments. Alcott wrote the whole book in under 3 months, and much of it was inspired by her own life. Gerwig tends to apply a certain style whenever making a movie. With Lady Bird, she wanted the shots to look like something you'd see in the stained glass windows in churches to reflect the theme of religion and rebellion. And with Barbie, she made sure to have all of Barbie Land be clean and perfect to contradict with how the real world actually looks and to highlight certain anomalies which become important later in the story. And then there's this movie, where Gerwig wanted everything to look historical but also so eloquent with its oranges and blues. She wanted it to be a warm-colored movie. and well enough, she succeeded at that. Another cool thing to know is that this whole movie was filmed in Massachusetts. This movie came out around 25 years after the '94 release of Little Women with Winona Ryder. I haven't watched that version, but if you want to watch it to see any differences with the 2019 one, be my guest. The most notable thing about this movie is that this was Emma Watson's last role before she retired in the early 2020s, simply because marketing, campaigning, and a lot of pressure brought her away from personal relationships, and she wanted to prioritize that over stressful work. The movie was a box office hit. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes long and won Best Costume Design. It had a budget of $40 million and made around $220 million.
Hey people, welcome back to the Cal and Will versus food. Today we got a special edition. Last time the spicy challenge wasn't spicy enough. So today we got Dave's Hot Chicken Reaper Tender. I had to sign a waiver for that, bro. Come on. Yeah. And we also have a special guest today. The hottest man I know, Tristan Valderrama.
We're ready. Let's do this. Try to kill this challenge.
All right, let's see it. Ooh. That looks scary.
That looks spicy, guys.
Ooh, we got spicy.
We like probably love the spice. Let's get everybody turkey sauce. That's baby. Let me one. Come on, let go. No. Oh my god.
The place one. Dip it.
Let's dip it, boys.
Okay. It's hurting my cut. 3,
okay, boys.
2,
YOLO.
1, go.
Bro, eat the whole thing.
No.
Oh, no reaction.
Look at the fingers.
I'm making my fingers. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
No reaction.
That was one of the easiest challenges I've ever completed. On a spice level, I'd give it a 1 out of 10. On taste level, I'd give it a 9 out of 10, to be honest.
That tasted absolutely disgusting, but the spice was like not even there. So I gave it like a negative 1.267 out of 10.
This is the grossest thing I've ever eaten. It puts the other spice challenge to dust. It was horrible. 1 out of 10.
Thank you, Frontier.
Thanks, Frontier.